How do we determine which profit centers to pursue? And we had questions of, is this a technology profit center, service profit center? Are we niching into, do we build it out for dentists or startups? Is it based off of staff expertise? And so in your journey, what was the direction or maybe the set of questions that you were asking internally to then help, say we want to invest and launch this new profit center. So how did you think about it? And then we'll pull back and maybe pull out some insights and principles that the audience can uh, walk away with as well.
Yeah, no, it's all about your core competencies, knowing knowing what you, your staff, and your firm, what your core competencies are, where you can leverage that both in terms of experience as well as what systems and processes you have in place to be able to manage a new profit center. Um, it's not just about which niche do we pursue, but what is it that is key to your staff, to your firm, that you can replicate, and it's not just a one-off project, but it is something that can turn into a real profit center.
And do you look at this, I imagine, because, even at Jetpack, just to peel back a little bit, our core, day in and day out, what we invest a ton of time and money into is software. And we're trying to build this amazing software product. But we also have, obviously, content that we put out. A lot of it's free. Some of it was paid at one point, courses, things like that. And so when you look at additional profit centers, it sounds like you want them to be complementary or potential add-ons to your existing client base. Is that how you thought about it when you went into bookkeeping, where we have this advisory base, a lot of them want better bookkeeping services, and you went into that because it was complementary, or how did you kind of approach that transition?
Yeah, that was the biggest dynamic move that we made as a firm, is to add bookkeeping, because it was not only a dynamic move to add a new profit center, it was also adding 15, 20 staff members and building the systems, building the processes to leverage being able to bring that into the business. So in that move was very much leveraging what the clients were asking for, what the clients needed, as well as taking advantage of an opportunity that was before us for an acquisition. But it's since then, there have been more incremental changes that we've made to add different services, both within the bookkeeping accounting realm as well as the advisory realm. And in that regard, it's knowing what your clients need, leveraging what we call our sandbox of clients, to understand what their needs are and what we can provide versus what we need, or would prefer to let somebody else develop their expertise in.
Management, can you grow that quickly to manage it? We all want to grow, but could you add 12 to 15? And want to hear about how that process went for you guys. Were you looking at, look, they're coming to us for advisory, and how often were they asking you about bookkeeping services? Was this like once a week somebody would bring it up, once a month? What started giving you the momentum to go down this path?
Yeah, sorry, I paused my audio. The audio was acting up a little bit, so saving some bandwidth there. It's all we had systems in place to already manage people, which gets to it's not just about your capabilities or competencies to be able to develop a new profit center, but do you have the management and the overhead in place, or nearly in place, so that you can grow on the existing systems and processes. And we had, when we went into the bookkeeping business, we had a handful of bookkeeping clients that we were servicing, and there were some overlapping clients with our advisory business as well, and the bookkeeping business that we ended up acquiring. So there were some other synergies there that allowed us to move into this area.
So you were already going down this path to some degree even before the acquisition. You kind of dipped your toes in the water to make sure you understood the process a little bit, and then you kind of went all in after it was validated?
Yes. And to part of the acquisition was to acquire competency, right? We were navigating these paths, and we were, we knew where we fell short as far as not having the core competencies in-house. We were an advisory shop. We had high-level people, but we didn't have people to do the data entry, to do the more menial tasks, and bringing in the bookkeeping business, acquiring that, and wrapping. There's a lot of efficiencies to be had when we brought that and onboarded it into our systems and processes and management systems.
I think sometimes we think about profit centers and it's like, oh my gosh, we need to build everything right now. I mean, there's no validation, there's no testing, and kind of go all in. And that feels like the riskiest part, which is to go in too quickly, to accelerate too fast before understanding what you want to do. And I just wanted to highlight that point, let people know that it doesn't